Sorry, I had to record this video because my phone let me know my storage is almost full and kicked me off the video. So like, subscribe to my videos. So my name is Bethany Lindley. I want to share my story in Athens County Children's Services Care. We were adopted out by very abusive people and everything, but I have forgiven them. But we was in and out of foster care for years on, and this foster family, the Athens County Children's Services, their names were the McCains, and they abused, raped, neglected us in every means possible. And me and my foster brothers were both raped by the foster dad and the foster mother, and we reported it, but we got called crazy, psychotic, schizophrenic, that we're just imagining these things, which then they put us in a psychiatric hospital and used us as experimental guinea pigs on psychotropic drugs, which psychotropic drugs cause severe obesity. So that went on for a while. Then we was placed back with our adopted family. Then we was removed yet again, put back in more abusive homes where we was molested and human trafficked and abused on a daily basis. And this kept going on and on and on and on. Flip flop, flip flop, flip flop, flip flop. And more we told about what happened to us in these foster homes, the more drugs they pumped in our system. And when they put you in the foster care system and pay a doctor, say you have all these things wrong with you and everything, when none of those diagnoses are accurate, gives them more power to remove your kids as well, because they didn't like that you reported the families for molestation, abuse, all this other stuff. So it causes them to harass you when you have kids, and they use that against you, saying you was abused and everything as a child. That is trauma, and it's not going to be good for the kids that you raise, when that is all just lies and perjury and fraud. And must remind you, Athens County Children's Services was the ones who raped me, who abused me, who put me through human trafficking, and they did nothing about it, and used us and pumped our systems up with medication. And because I and rest my foster siblings who are straight, who has kids, lost their kids because we was a word of the state as a kid, and they don't want to admit what they did wrong. They don't want to admit felony child abuse. They don't want to admit none of that. They don't want to admit that they committed fraud, fabricated evidence, saying stuff that people say that we didn't say. Just anything to keep the kids apart. And this kept going on and on and on. So by the time I was 11, 12, 13-ish, I was put in foster care yet again, several times prior to that as well. But from the ages of like 12 to 18, I was in foster care. And it was very bad. I was, like I said, molested, abused, trafficked out, and everything as a child. So I know the system, I know how they work, not just because I am educated in classes I took, because I lived the corruption every day of my life for so many years. They also, Meigs County Children's Services, they took me out of Athens County Children's Services Care. And when I was in Meigs County Children's Services Care, they have better homes in Athens County, but they weren't much better neither. And I took parenting classes, I took nutrition classes, I took all those classes for 4 years straight when I was just a child. Well, I was like a teenager, so I wasn't exactly a child, but I was still under age 18. And I graduated those classes. I got my certificates, but because I was tossed around in a foster care system so much, I was never able to keep friends. I was never be able to keep relationships. I wasn't able to keep my certificates, so pictures, or any of that stuff. And it was really, really bad. I was with Oasis, I was with Sojourners, I was with all those people. And most of those homes were not the best homes to be in, just put it that way. But there was other homes that I really enjoyed being in. Like Kay Wheeler's. I really loved that she was my foster mother. Like, I had so much fun. They had patience with me. They were more lenient. They understood me, and they let me have a somewhat normal life. And everything. But shortly after that, they quit foster care because of health problems or something. So then I was transferred to another family members of theirs, and that was like not bad, but it was hell on earth at the same time. Then after that, I don't even remember where I round up, honestly. I knew I was in foster homes in Athens, Meigs, Vinton, and Jackson counties, Ohio's. I was in all of those foster homes. And like, as I got older, the foster homes got a lot better. I was able to roam the streets, take walks, do all kinds of fun stuff. Like, I was able to go to the Cool Festival. I was able to go to all of those festivals with my foster sisters. And I had so much fun with them, and it was so amazing. So once I got older, I was put into a lot better homes. But this one home, I'm not going to say their names because they lost a foster care license or something, supposedly. I don't know. They knew I had food allergies, so what they did, they purposely put stuff in my food that they knew I was really allergic to, and almost died. So that was a very bad foster home. From there, I was put in a group. No, I wasn't even in a group home at that time. I went back to Vinton County, I believe, and I was like 15, 16. That's where I met my first husband and my ex-husband. He was not a very good person. I was like, it was like 2015, but it was in the early mid 2000s. I was still in high school, so I mean, I wasn't that old. And I had issues there. I had problems with jealousy, foster sisters. From there, I got in some trouble, I guess, kept from running away because I didn't want to be in that situation anymore. So I just kept retaliating and kept running away. I didn't give a crap. I did not give a crap at that time because I was a little punk ass teenager, and I really could care less what people think about that. So after that, I was transferred to a group home in Lawrence County in Ironton, Ohio, which the group homes I was in an all-black neighborhood. Most of Ironton is for blacks, but I loved it. I loved it there. Like, it was so much fun. But I did have some issues in the group home, but most of it was fun. I was able to be taught how to push mow. I was able to be taught how to weed eat. So they teach me some skills that I needed. And then from that group home, I was transferred back to Athens County in Gloucester. I'm not going to say their names. It wasn't too bad of foster parents, but I was pretty much all my life I grew up around boys. So I just basically learned how to act like a guy and to fight for my needs. And that did not that did not last very long. And from there I don't remember where I went, honestly. I really don't remember where I rounded up at that stage of my life. I really don't remember. I think it was Sojourners after that. Then after that, after I aged out, I got with my ex-husband, got married to him because I never thought he would hurt me or abuse me because he never did that stuff. But after marriage, that's when the abuse started. That's when he treated me the way he did, and that was in like 2010. Like 2009, 2010, I was just getting out of foster care. But before that, I was in an adult group home in Ironton, Ohio. That wasn't too bad, but I did not like it. I did not like it at all. I never had money. I wasn't able to do things I wanted to do. Then I got back in touch with my ex-husband. I fell in love with him. Oh my gosh, I fell in love with my ex-husband. And at the time, I really did truly love my ex-husband. We were together for about like 2 years, off and on, I think. And then we got married, and that's when the abuse started. Shortly after marriage. So, a lot of people say I only used him for shelter to get out on my own. That's not true, because I actually did truly fell in love with my first ex-husband. I was madly in love with him and everything. I was with him for a while. He was my high school crush, one of them. So, like, I was like, hey, why not? Like, I want to get back in touch with him, see what's up, like, see what he's been doing since graduation, you know? Then after that, I was also in Kentucky group homes, which is a different state. I have resources pretty much everywhere. Then I got my divorce. I went back and forth with my ex-husband because I honestly thought he was going to continue. I thought he was truly meant what he said, that he was going to change, but it just got worse. Every time I went back, it got worse and worse and worse. And there was a couple of times that he threatened me if I didn't go back with him, there would be some consequences. So, of course, I took that choice to go back with him because I didn't want to be hurt, you know? So I thought he really changed after the threat, like the threats and stuff. Like, I thought he was just fucking around with me, you know? Pardon me for my language, but in reality, he wasn't. He never changed. I know that now. And in the process, I lived in 3 different states, over 60 different counties. I bounced back and forth from Washington County. I graduated from Waterford High School. I was in an adult foster care home, and basically I had to cook on my own. I paid my own bills. I did all this other stuff like a normal adult has to do. By the time I was still in high school, but I graduated from Wolf Creek Local, which is also known as Waterford High School, on May 24, 2009, with a 2.7 GPA, which I had a higher GPA than that in university. It was almost like 3.1 GPA in a university for only completing 3 classes. So I'm very intelligent when it comes to things, despite of my disabilities. And so basically I graduated, and I went to Ironton, into group homes and stuff like that, and that's where I already discussed that. So basically, I moved to West Virginia at one point in time. I love West Virginia. Oh my god, I loved West Virginia. Like, I had so much fun. Like, I was completely normal. I was like so happy. Like, I was so happy. I was a totally different Bethany at the time. Then, because I had to be a resident of West Virginia for about a year before I could file my divorce. I couldn't wait that long because it was getting really bad. So I came back to Ohio to file my divorce, and I got stuck here because Hopewell Health Centers didn't want me to go back to West Virginia, and I did not like that. It was all part of control. And then I got pregnant twice and got harassed, abused, stalked by Children's Services. The last time I was actually a domestic violence victim was in 2015. So, I mean, I have not been really a real actual domestic violence situation since 2015. But yet, they still use that against me when I have not even been a victim for so long. And they kept using shit like that against me. And I just thought it was bullcrap. And then I got back in touch with one of my long friends in Logan. I met first off in Logan. He just I messaged him on Facebook. He's like, hey, I want to see you, Beth. Can I come down to see you? I was like, yeah, why not? Like, I haven't seen you in like years. So he basically spent the night down here. We talked all night. Like, at the time I still had my oldest. And so he spent the night down here. We stayed up all night catching up, talking, and everything. It was really fun. Like, I really enjoyed myself. Like, I haven't seen him forever. I was so happy. I just like jumped in his arms and gave him a hug. Like, oh my gosh. And then we talked and catch up at everything that's been going on the recent years, about the harassment, about the abuse, about CPS harassment and abuse and threats. And he told me that's BS. Like, I can tell you're a fit mother. Like, why can't these people just leave you alone? Like, I was like, I don't know. Like, they're obsessed. Like, they want to fuck my life up. Like, so they made sure they did it. And he told me my ex-husband was trying to get information on me and my new addresses I was at. He ain't the only one who told me that. Somebody else that me and my ex-husband went to school with, he told me the exact same thing. And at the time, the civil protection order was still in force. So that is actually that's a violation, you know, of a CPO. But then coming in 2018, I was falsely accused of something that I never did. And I was thrown into jail for something I never did. A CPO, my ex-husband expired in 2018. Then I got out. It was 2-3 weeks later. I didn't know exactly what was going on. You know, I was really sick. I didn't know what was going on. I got back in touch with my foster brother. Then we had an unexpected pregnancy, and I didn't really knew I was pregnant at the time. And he was like, "Oh, you knew this whole time that you were pregnant. You didn't say nothing." I was like, "No, I didn't." And I conceived on February 5th, 2019. And then March 13th, I was about 4 to 5 weeks along. That's about the time I found out I was pregnant. My attorneys knew, and they told me they legally ain't allowed to remove my infant neither. They told me they had lied to make a false report to take my kid. So even then, they didn't really have any means to take my infant from me on November the 8th, 2019. So basically what they did was lie, commit a fraud, and stuff like that. Then they brought Sue Meeks in. She had no idea what was going on. She still lied on the stand. And Sue Meeks, she told me when she seen me, when I was still had Josiah, that she don't believe that people on welfare who are single or don't drive, or that there's a foster care system, should ever have kids. And she said she would do everything in her power to see I lose my oldest one and any other kids I may have. And she couldn't use that against me in court. So what she did was lied, committed fraud, extortion, perjury, lying under oath to just see that my kid gets removed, just because she didn't like that I was different and that I was on welfare and because I was on an IEP and all this other bullshit. Pardon me for my language, YouTube. I'm just getting it all out there. So the harassment yet started again, although there were 6 unfounded cases. And the thing is, to try to get me for dependency again. There's no dependency issue here. There was no neglect here. But yeah, they lied, and more people who stood up for me said that CPS was lying under oath to steal my kids. More lies, they said. And that brings me to another situation. ACCS, they used I was a foster child against me. They used I was a past domestic violence against me, although I have not been a domestic violence victim since 2015. They used that against me, and I did not tell them that. Somehow they figured it out. And then they also raped my oldest 2 days before his 2nd birthday. They basically forced me to put in a respite when I could have just reached my aunt and uncle at the time. They would have picked him up for a couple of days. But no, they didn't even give me that chance. So they forced me to put my kid in respite with them. I didn't have a choice. Or they would have took my kid right then and there and not return him. That's the threat, which is extortion. Threats is extortion. Excuse me. So the threats equals extortion. So I didn't have no choice. And meanwhile, when he was in ACCS's care, he was molested, raped, and all kinds of stuff. When he came back, he had a severe diaper rash, where they left him in a pissy, shitty diaper forever. And I was pissed. They left him in soil freaking diapers. Like, they left him in soil, feces filled diapers. And when I got him back, his butt was sore. It was bleeding. His little hole was literally torn, and it looked like a male's dick went up at his little bottom. And it pissed me off. Like, I asked my support system, I was like, what does this look like to you? So I honestly thought, like, I thought I was going crazy. And so, you're not going crazy, Bethany. He looks like he was actually molested in Athens County Children's Services care. So, I was just fucking pissed after that. And I was not very happy. So pretty much I've just been threatened, harassed, stalked by CPS. Just because they acted in retaliation from losing 6 cases and all the cases been found. And because a professional this time made a false report. Because Sue Meeks, she cannot say she did not make that report. Because I got that report and I was able to see who made the report on me. And it said Sue Meeks. I was like, that fucking bitch, you know? Like, I was mad. And like I said, I'm sorry for my language. But I'm just being real with you. Like, I'm being real with society. That's how I roll. I am the most realist female out there. But the positive side about me being in jail was I met some really nice inmates. Like, they actually really were nice. Like, some of them wasn't so nice though, but most of them were really not too bad to me. I mean, they did put me in a place when I was starting acting out, but I understood why. And if I wasn't in jail, I would have never met my best friend from jail. So, like, so yeah. So, I mean, that's just kind of like how my story runs. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there is a lot more information that I have not got a chance to share with you guys. But there will be more incoming videos about what I've gone through and everything else. And again, I just want to do a reminder, I am not threatening, I am not harassing, I am not stalking absolutely no one that I talked about in this video. I am, like I said, just sharing my part of the story of what I've gone through as a child, what they did to me, and how I got here today. So, with this said, I am going to log off, well, not really log off, but in this video and everything. So, I love you guys. God bless. Stay safe from the coronavirus. Stay safe and stay healthy. And push like and subscribe. And you'll be able to see more videos I post in the future. So, I'm going to end this now. And God bless everybody. See ya.